United States out of the 400. There's about 250 in China. There's 10 in Japan. There's 10 in France. The uptake is huge in a variety of other places, and for some reason we can't seem to get it. In 2004, incoming freshman MIT said that the existence of this OpenCourseware project played a significant or very significant role in their deciding to choose to come to MIT. 8% of the students coming in said that. In 2005, it was 34% of the students. Okay, so we think about MIT as the kind of place that has their pick of whoever they want. Right? But this openness as a platform for all kinds of pedagogic innovation to happen on is something that the best and brightest are starting to make their decisions based on. It's one of the criteria that they consider when they choose where to go. We have 10 universities in the US making these kind of commitments now. There are 200 in China making it now. As a matter of national policy, particularly in higher ed, now I'm not a K-12 person per se, but in higher ed, we have to wake up and get this, and we have to drive this idea of what is essentially peer review, right, into education. Now, just to go on for one more second, what drives quality in research is this notion of peer review, right? I do some research, I send in, some people look at it. Teaching does not work that way. Right? When I go into the classroom, I close the door and it's all bets are off and whatever I do is what I do. If I have to be open and transparent and accountable for what I do in the classroom, then teaching becomes exposed to all the same machinations of peer review, and it drives quality.
Let's just throw in another paradox here, and it's the peer review point that triggers it in my head. Peer review is the reign of the professionals, the reign of the union in a certain sense. It's part of the culture now that we flatter everybody else. We flatter amateurism. You know, amateurs built the canoe, professionals built the Titanic, that kind of thinking. And it goes along with a culture that at some level also wants to flatter the children, wants to say, well, of course they're smarter than we are on technology, so they must be smarter than we are on everything. Is it true in education? Do we really believe that the kids can lead the way, as I believe the readers of the New York Times could lead the editors of the New York Times if they had the chance?
Absolutely. I think, Christopher, I think that the bigger issue is what kind of policies are we creating in our country that prevent innovation, prevent experimentation. To answer your question specifically, do all the 5th grade history teachers in the United States in total know more than a 5th grade history book?
Clearly, yes.
So, if they were connected to each other and collaborating, we would be able to take advantage of that.
Right.
And if a student along the way discovered a bug in the software, he could point it out. But our politicians, as a converse to show they don't know the difference, and I said this, it's shocking to me, I said this 2 years ago when I spoke here, and I can't believe I'm still saying it today. Politicians don't know the difference between a server and